This is going to be your weekly chakra energy update. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. In this tarot reading today, we're going to have a look at all the energies you may be experiencing throughout your chakras. So in the comments, please let me know your zodiac sign and your word of the day, word of the week. I'm very curious to know. In my previous videos, I've talked a lot about the full moon in Cancer. I've talked a lot about Mars in Cancer, which is retrograde. We have had some very tumultuous energy, and that's the word I just sort of thought about this morning. If I had to encompass everything in the last week or so, tumultuous, right? So emotions are up and down, a lot of anger, tension, crying. Add anything to the list that you feel is necessary in the comments, because I think it was honestly a mixed bag of stuff and uncomfortable things to add to that. Now, I do think things are calming down, which is good. Again, I'm curious to know how you're feeling. What came to light for you during this full moon energy? Did you learn any lessons? Was there something you can take from it? Now, looking at the overall themes and messages today, we have expansion. We're growing, we're expanding, and we're changing. All of these things that happened, they bring us opportunities to learn. So we do have to take responsibility and accountability. Every day is a new day. Now let's see what else we need to know. And we have positivity. All we can do right now is basically be positive, be optimistic, and push ourselves forward, as I always say. Now, the other deck that I want to use this morning is this one. Let's see. Feast of Plenty, Choices and Their Consequences. Okay. How many of you last week did something and you regretted it later? Or your emotions were getting the best of you and you just kind of let loose? I had a moment where I wish I could almost, redo it, although it did teach me something. Communication is key, very important. And so therefore, I think we all make choices and we have to take responsibility, accountability, even the consequences, and learn and do better next time. I'm curious to know what lessons you learned in this past week or so with this energy. Now let's take a look at our chakras. Let's start off with Mars, which is our root chakra, our foundation. The Queen of Cups is telling us to trust our intuition more. I think in the last little while, people have been struggling with anxiety versus intuition, possibly even overgiving, chasing a little bit. And the sapphire here is all about mental clarity, mental force, spiritual insights. That's why I'm curious, what intuitive insights have you gotten in the last little while that can help push you forward? Victory. Like I said, I think we've learned some lessons recently about this energy. It's been very, very tough for many. I've been getting a lot of requests for emergency readings, and that always tells me something about what's going on collectively. So let's see what's going on in the sacral chakra, which is Venus, self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. Two of Swords. And interesting, we got a Venus card because it's orange. So I always ask, are you in the old? Are you in the new? Right? So there is a decision point about your self-worth, maybe finances, love. You have all the tools. You have what it takes. The question is, do you believe in yourself? And let's see what else you need to know. Third person. I've been saying this a lot, and you haven't seen it yet, but in the videos that I will be posting in the next few days, a lot of the third party energy has been coming through, and that can be romantically, but it can also be family and friends and work. If there's anybody or anything poking into your business, you have to ask yourself, do you need this? What does it do for you? And I always describe the answer as taking yourself out of the equation. So if you're in any kind of third-party situation and it's only causing you stress, then you might want to consider taking yourself out of the equation. Now let's take a look at the solar plexus, which is personal power. And another solar plexus card. Here we go. 10 of Wands. People are feeling mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted, drained completely. And again, that's this energy that we're in right now. And here we have childhood. Now, there have been a lot of childhood wounds coming to the surface. That's how I would describe the last week or so. These old wounds that are not new, they keep resurfacing. And they keep resurfacing because something needs to be addressed. Now, I'm not saying you have to live in your past, never. You can visit there. But if something keeps coming up round and around and around and around, it's because it's not being addressed. And I'll put it to you this way. There is an element here of detachment where you have to let something go. You have to let it be and let it go. Otherwise, it consumes you. You know, that's why they say forgiveness is so important for yourself. It's not about the other person or people, whatever the situation. It's about you, your peace. Now let's take a look at your heart chakra. What do we need to know what matters of the heart? The Fool. I want you to trust. I want you to take a leap of faith. I want you to be in new energy. I want you to be willing to let those old things be. Let them go. It's just that the Fool energy is very uncertain, right? It makes you feel like the unknown is scary. And I want to remind you, it doesn't have to be scary. It can be absolutely exciting. It should be exciting. How do you know it's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? It requires effective communication, being playful, in tune, collaborate with others. I mean, the card says many words, but peace is the word that stands out. I mean, don't you just want peace? When you let the stuff go from the past, you have a chance at achieving peace. If you don't let those things go, how are you ever going to have your peace? So let's take a look at the throat chakra, which is all about communication. And Four of Swords, healing. You know, communication can bring a lot of healing, talking something through. I think we're all afraid sometimes of speaking our needs or speaking our feelings, and then they get bottled up, and then all of a sudden, you know, everything explodes. And we need to do better with that. We need to be better with our words, because words have power, right? So let's see what else here. It's almost like, as positive as this energy is to heal and to communicate better, I think that some people just feel like healing or ultimate peace is unlikely. And that is because of old traumas, triggers, and hurts. You know, we're always going to be tested. It doesn't just mean that we all of a sudden heal one thing and then everything else is rainbows and butterflies. You're always going to have things that come up. It's how you handle them that's most important. Yeah, because people get very weighed down by these old traumas, triggers, and hurts. And that's why I'm saying forgiveness is so important. I mean, let me ask you a random question. What's something right now that you need to forgive? What could you let go of right now that would make everything feel lighter, happier? You know, this ball and chain card can also indicate an unhappy marriage or relationship, emotional baggage, codependency, addictions, restrictions, feeling trapped. You know, sometimes people feel like there's just no way out. And I want to remind you, there's always a way. Even the most, you know, difficult situations can have a ray of light somewhere. But it takes time and it takes effort, and you have to ask yourself, how badly do you want this? Okay. Now let's look at the third eye, which is intuition. The Empress, birthing a whole new cycle. This is all about creativity, doing what you're passionate about. And this is Venus energy, self-worth, self-value, self-respect. You've got to trust your intuition, believe in yourself. You have to say, I know what I know, and that's all I need to know. And it's happening now. Even just the picture is so cute, you know? It's like this couple here just smiling and happy. Do you want to be happy? Simple question, but it's one thing to ask for happiness, another thing to allow it. Everybody wants the happiness, everybody wants the peace, but they have a really hard time allowing it into their lives. And the Clover is telling you that you have an opportunity for good luck and balance and abundance. It's yours to be had. The question is, will you allow it in? Or do you want to stay in a familiar story That's not so comfortable. And the crown chakra, which is downloads, yeah, spark, purpose, passion. Now, lately I've been saying it's not so much that you have to have a purpose in the sense that like you have to know your purpose. It's all about being purposeful. How can you bring energy to others that is purposeful? What advice can you offer from your own experience? What can you model to other people? I mean, I look at it like this. In my practice every day, it's important for me to model the behavior. I will not tell you to do something that I won't do myself. I take that very seriously. So for me, being purposeful is modeling the behaviors, walking the walk and talking the talk, being authentic, sharing my story. And it starts with me. Therefore, it starts with you, right? What's something you can bring to other people that inspires them? See, bodybuilder, there's this energy that's building, this purpose that's building. Nobody has to know their purpose overnight. It takes time, effort, taking steps. And here's the thing, the beautiful thing about the book is that, yes, you have memories and nostalgia, and you've got to be very careful with that because, again, you can't live in the past. You can visit there, but understand that you have many more chapters or pages to be written. And that's beautiful because how do you know it's not going to be the greatest story ever told, right? Okay, so that being said, I'm going to take some last bit of guidance. And here we have you can't even make this up. Fire tiger, share your gifts. There's that fire from that Ace of Wands. Inspire people, share your story, be purposeful. Earthbird, phoenix rising from the ashes. We've had this card quite a bit. We've talked about the phoenix a lot. A whole you knew, whole you knew, whole new you. Oh my gosh, Kelly. Oh my goodness. I tell you, sometimes I can't get my words out. I feel like it's Mercury retrograde and it's not Mercury retrograde. Whole new you is coming through and it's exciting. Anyways, I appreciate your time, your care, likes, comments, subscribes. They really mean the world to me. They help people find my video and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. As always, I wish you an amazing day.